This band. I like this band. I wrote it down so I don't forget who they are. Oh, I remember. Fucking Slayer!
2025, huh? It's been a year. It's been a year already. Every year I feel like we all say, next year's going to be a better year. I got bad news for all of us. There's not going to be a better year. You make a better yourself with your friends. You surround yourselves with family. You be kind to one another. You do what you got to do to survive in life. You don't judge people. Don't judge what people listen to, what they do, how they are. It is what it is. We've had some tragic losses this year. Tragic. The first one, right? The first one, the mighty Ozman himself hit hard. Every metalhead has a connection. Every house in America knows who that is, don't they? They know the mighty Ozman. They love the Ozman. The Ozman cometh. Black Sabbath. My first Ozzy album was No Rest for the Wicked, which is also my favorite Ozzy album. Not a popular opinion by a lot of people, but for me it is. For me it is, and that's how I live my life. I worry about me. I worry about the people I love. I don't judge people. I don't put people down. I don't go, what do you mean that's your favorite album? It's a great album. It is what it is. Zakk Wylde, he came on the scene, just took it right by storm. Then No More Tears after that? That's crazy. It's criminal. Isn't Smooth Criminal a song by Michael Jackson? I remember that guy. Fuck that guy. Anyway, Ozzy Osbourne's gone. He's gone. So glad I got to see Black Sabbath's last tour, not the last show. Too bad I couldn't have seen that one with the Throne. I didn't like people who were giving him heat for that, making him, oh, look at this guy, he can't stand it. Things happen. He partied hard. He did it his way. You could say what you want about him. Some people don't like the Osbournes. They say it cheapened his persona. Not at all. Not at all. And as time goes on, people remember those larger-than-life moments, right? The biting the head off, throwing water on people, dominating metal for decades. For decades. His relationship with Lemmy, another badass, one of the baddest to ever do it, right? Rest in peace, Lemmy. We lost him a little while back. But Ozzy, man, Ozzy. Everybody's got an Ozzy album, a Black Sabbath song. Everybody does. My favorite Sabbath album, that's a tough one. They're all so good. Probably Masters of Reality. Sabotage actually could be. Oh, do I love Ozzy and Sabbath. So many memories. Seeing them live. Buying those CDs. I remember No More Tears. I remember being in a record store and me and my friends arguing with the cashier being like, metal's bigger than ever. I was like 14. But metal was, it was changing. It was evolving. It was going away. Grunge was coming around. Ozzy had a hell of a comeback. And that's the thing with Ozzy. He was able to stay relevant during grunge, alternative, punk, the different scenes, glam. He was able to reinvent himself. He was always relevant. Can you imagine a guy that put out an album in 1969 or 1970 and stays relevant? Your jank dad ain't relevant. That guy's running around playing pocket pool at the VFW hall, telling you I get a $3 beer at the Elks Club, and the VFW should match it. He brings in a coupon. They laugh at him. They go, hey, listen, go play pocket pool by yourself. Be yourself, by yourself. Stay away from us. Ozzy hit hard. And I had some people that weren't metalheads. I did. I had some people that were like, oh, what are you sad for? What are you being sad for? Without Ozzy, my whole persona doesn't exist. Heavy metal doesn't exist. All these sick tattoos don't exist. These shirts, my love for metal and horror doesn't exist without Ozzy Osbourne. You got to pay credit where credit is due. I can't stand that with people. You didn't know him No, I didn't know him personally. I wasn't hanging around with him drinking bat's blood at the graveyard, making a friend with a rat and a snake. But I did know him. You guys know what I'm talking about. I knew him. I could tell you where it was every time he released an album. When Sabbath got back together, the reunion album, and that made me happy. I really, really did. And I get it, cash grabs, blah, 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 blah. But he always kept a really close relationship with Geezer. Geezer was torn in that No Rest for the Wicked era. And I don't like when people give Tony Iommi crap for keeping Sabbath alive. That's one thing that upset me with Sharon all those years. When they sued him and got half the rights. It's like Iommi kept Sabbath around. You know how hard that was to keep Sabbath around in the 80s and 90s? Especially the 80s. That scene was not embracing Sabbath. Eternal Idol, great album. Great album with Tony Martin on vocals, Headless Cross, TYR, and in the 90s, Cross Purposes. And that one got me. I remember I was in the Wiz. Nobody beats the Wiz. I was like, whatever, 17 or something. It used to be a store in New York. They'd sell CDs and stuff, cassettes. And they talked about a real Ozzy reunion. And then Cross Purposes came out, but it wasn't Ozzy. It was Tony Martin again. Eddie Van Halen has an uncredited solo on that album. I love they were able to fix everything that last concert with Bill Ward back. Ozzy Osbourne. What's your favorite memory of Ozzy? What's your favorite? Every time you watched Ozzy, you laughed. He'd go on the Opie and Anthony radio show, famous story where Jim Norton bought Ozzy a bunch of... Ozzy was a huge Beatles fan. Bought Ozzy a bunch of Beatles hardcover books. Ozzy didn't bring them out with him. They all busted Jim's balls the whole episode. Oh, man, Ozzy Osbourne gone. It's like a part of us is gone, you know? It's a mythos, though. Like, we can't... It's a depressing time right now with everything that's going on in the world, this country especially. It's a sad thing to realize when you really just realize how the world is and how nobody cares. Nobody cares. These people that you trust to care about you and you trust to have them in all these social matters and keeping peace around them, and nobody cares. But we can care. We can care. To me, the metalheads, the punk, the hardcore guys, the goths, all of us. One happy, dysfunctional family. And we do care about each other. And we do stick up for each other. And we don't allow bullying in the scene. And I feel like Ozzy never allowed that either. And I hated that when he died, there was people trying to, cancel him to get clickbait and get clicks. So sad. Where were those people during his whole life? And Ozzy was flawed. I'm flawed. You're flawed. If you knew everything about everybody you know, if you knew everything about every band you love, about every actor you know, seen, every playwright, if you knew something about every single person in that circle, you probably wouldn't be a fan of him. We've all done stuff. We regret, but we grow. And Ozzy grew, and you try and be a better person. You try and help as much people as you can. And he had that reputation. Maybe Sharon, not so much, but I don't know the truth of any of that. Who am I to know? All I know is I appreciated Ozzy. I loved him. I love him in his death. I feel like this Halloween, his spirit will be flying around in my graveyard. I like to make a graveyard in the backyard because I'm a child. What a loss that was, right? What a loss. I got to give one for him. All aboard! Ozzy Osbourne, and one that just happened this week. Oh, man. Brent Hinds from Mastodon. So glad I got to see him a few times. One of the best live shows there are. One of the best live shows with the screens in the background, and they're just so heavy. They just look like giants. Same with Frozen Soul. Frozen Soul looks like giant Vikings on the scene. They're out there ready to go pillage a village to get all the Magic the Gathering cards. Hey, Frozen Soul! Hey, Frozen Soul! Save me some Magic the Gathering cards. You can't take them all. Sam, you tried throwing me a couple of packs in Milwaukee Metal Fest when I was out there yelling Slayers and stuff, and when your show started, but I can't catch. That's why I failed baseball class in high school. But back to Brent. And then you'll hear people go, oh, the guy was a piece of garbage. He had all these demons. Everybody's got demons. Every one of us has skeletons. Every one of us has skeletons in our closet. Every single one of us has skeletons in our closet. Do not put people down with addiction problems, mental illness problems, because every one of you is doing something behind the scenes you shouldn't have, or you've done it, and it is what it is. You're a human being. You make mistakes. You try and bounce back. It's all you could do, right? Sometimes I drink too much, and I turn into a piece of crap, and I hate it. But I bounce back and come back harder. I come back harder and show people, lift yourselves up. Don't let a mistake define who you are ever. He's a legend. He left us legendary music. That's what I love about all these guys. They're gone, but they're never gone, are they? They are never, ever, ever gone. They're always with us. You just got to find them. Take out that CD. Find them on digital. Take out that vinyl, my favorite. Take out a nice vinyl. You see I got a bunch back there. And just love the music they left us. Keep the legacy. Don't fall for this stuff. I love, without social media, I wouldn't have been able to build the platforms I built. I wouldn't have been able to get out there and meet all those people who would know who I am and ask me to scream in their face all the time. But, then, it invites the trolls, right, that they want to go out there and go, let me try and make money off the clicks. Let me talk about his addiction. Let me talk about this and that. Brent Hinds, I believe Jamie Jastas said it. This could be the last out of control mega rock star there is, This was a guy that just did it his way. This was a guy, though, he was also a guy a lot of people loved. That's the thing. You're going to have problems. You're going to make mistakes in life. It's okay. It's what you do throughout the whole thing you look at. When you see someone playing baseball, if they go 0 for 4 in a game, they don't go, he's the worst player ever. You got to look at the whole season. You got to look at the whole career. With a lot of people, one of the worst things I see is when somebody with addiction does something bad and then fixes themselves years later, and people maybe bully them into unaliving themselves, right? Because it's something they did way back in the day. It is disgusting. It's sickening. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear about it. I confront people over that stuff. Do not let people put you down like that. The people putting you down have done things 10 times worse than you. You're seeing that right now in this country, where everybody tells you how to be and how to act. Right? They're all on their social grace horse running around. Look at me. I'm king of the world. I'm better than you. I'll tell you what's better for you. I pray to this God. I pray to that God. I want to unalive everybody because I believe in this. That is bull fucking shit. And I can't stand it. I've lost a couple of family members over shit like that. They'd let the stuff on social media get to them. Those people keep reminding them of things they did 15 years ago. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And what hurt me with this, with Mastodon, I mean, the sad thing here is he just left a band, right? They didn't have time to mend things, to fix things. It's why you got to be kind to one another. Don't hold that grudge. You will regret holding a grudge. You will. Now, I'm not saying you have to have it may not be a healthy relationship. Sometimes there's people that just can't be in your life. They can't. Their demons affect you and cause you maybe to get demons or cause you to not be yourself, but you've got to be kind. You've got to have a resolution. You got to say, I love you. We had some great times. It's just not going to work anymore. It can't work anymore. I have people I don't talk to. I don't have a negative thing to say about them. I just don't talk to them. They're not good for me. They're not healthy to be in my life, you know? And when Brent, this just happened, it was a weird week because one of my son's close friends that he died also in a motorcycle accident. This universe sometimes freaks me out. It freaks me out. That happens and this happens, and the world the way it is right now. It's just upsetting, and a lot of it's not real. A lot of it is social media created. But then there's some real tragedies going on, and people they don't care, right? They don't care. You fight over politics. You fight over which rich, wealthy old guy or gal you're voting for. You get in fights. Family didn't think. If you were at my house and start fighting over Thanksgiving dinner, I'd shove the turkey right up your ass and go sit down. I wouldn't throw you out, though. I said, we ain't doing this. We're going to have fun. We're going to watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, watch Santa's fat ass go down the chimney, bring me a Nintendo 64 GoldenEye. That was a good game. Another loss. Who else? We got Les Binks here of Judas Priest. Les Binks, right? Not as well known. Well known. But he was on some bangers back in the day. I love classic Priest. Let's see here. Recording on Stained Glass, Killing Machine, Unleashed in the East. Those are bangers. Unleashed in the East I think that's my favorite live album ever. And Stained Glass is my top 3 Priest. Why do you have to die to be a hero? Right? It almost seems like that's the way of the world. You see people right now. And you're just like, where are the heroes willing to just stand on that hill and change humanity again and go, we've lost our way? Because we have lost our way. The excuses people make for some of the vile people out there, I'm talking about evil, vile, disgusting, I wouldn't even call them humans, you know? People with, taking advantage of people they shouldn't take advantage of, kids, women. It sickens me. Don't put up with bullies. Don't get taken. You're in a bad relationship, go get help. Yeah, you'll struggle when you leave, right? And you're a bully abuser, they'll tell you can't find anybody new. Maybe you have a couple of kids, nobody's going to want you. Oh, you never went out. I did all the work and the control they do. You will fix it. I fixed my life. There was a time I was living on a floor in my brother's apartment. Now, that was decades ago. Now I have a successful career because you don't give up. But sometimes you have to leave bad things, and it's going to be rough. It's going to be rocky. But you do it. You do it because you can and will rebound. You will rebound. And same things with people getting bullied in school. I used to hear this thing when I was like, oh, it wouldn't make any go to the teacher or my dad. If you can't defend yourself, go to your teacher, go to your dad. I could defend myself. I was suspended so many times for defending myself. That's what this country's built on, though. It's weird, right? When you start really noticing things. It's just odd. But great drummer. Great drummer, Hellbent for Leather, right? That's the title in America of Killing Machine. Left us with some great music. Great loss. Great impact. That early Priest is magical. The thing I love about Priest is they have all those different eras. That early 70s, that late 70s era, the 80s era. Right? I love Turbo. I'll be your mom's Turbo lover. She can play with my stick shift if she wants. It's the type of guy I am. I give back to the community. That's a legend. That's a loss. It's just, I'm looking at the songs he was a part of. It's crazy. Those are iconic. Stained Glass, that album. If you don't know that album, go find that album today. Then another death, not metal, but kind of metal related. Hulk Hogan. And I'm not talking about the personal Terry Balboa guy, right? There was a lot of garbage with him. I'm talking about the icon of wrestling that made the WWE, Hulk Hogan. And a lot of people into metal are into wrestling. And if you were a child of the 80s like me, that guy was larger than life. You ate your vitamins, brother. You said your prayers, brother. You did what you got to do. The NWO era, the Hollywood Hogan era, the Mr. America era where he wore the mask. And they did a lie detector test on him. And he proved he wasn't Hogan, but he clearly looked like Hogan. You lose people. And what I'm trying to say here, the point of this episode is everybody I just talked about is flawed. Some did very bad things. Some did just whatever things. A lot of the things were caused by demons, alcohol, drugs, addictions. Not an excuse to be a bad person, ever beat anybody, man, female, kid. You're garbage if you do that. Garbage. You better repent 5 million times and make those things right. You're a garbage human being. I'm talking about people with addictions that, maybe they do break the wall. Maybe they do ruin their life. Actually, maybe they do get in fights. Maybe they do all this garbage stuff, but they redeem it 50 times over. 50 times over. And then you can say, well, maybe some of these people weren't redeemable. I understand that as well. I understand it. But the legacy of these people, you got to respect the legacy of the art. They talk about separating the art from the artist, right? Some believe in that, some don't. That used to be a very normal thing to say. Things got a little crazy. Everybody cancel. And look how that worked. Look how everybody fell for everything. Cancel one side, another side comes in power. Now they cancel that side. Now everybody's canceled. Now no one can say what they really want to say. The amount of people tell me, you got to watch what you say. You can't be talking about this or that. What are we doing? What are we doing as a society here? We're people, we're human beings. You gotta care about each other. You don't bully somebody for what they like. You can like glam, you can like hardcore, you can like deathcore, metalcore, thrash, death, I don't care. You gotta be kind to one another in times like this. United, this scene has always standed. United, we stand. Standed, is that a word? Who cares? I said it, fuck off. United! This scene only stays alive by uniting. I know there's people that are gatekeepers, and if you want to be a funny gatekeeper, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having fun. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here, right? You could say I'm being contradictory with some of these people and stuff they've done, and I'm saying you got to respect the legacy, respect the people that are hurt by these deaths too. Respect that. That's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with going like, man, my friend was really affected when Lemmy passed or Ronnie James Dio passed. That doesn't make that person crazy. Or they're idolizing people. Whatever, they meant something to them. This music has so many memories from my life. These artists have so many things they've helped me get through. I'm a massive Alice Cooper fan. When he goes, I'm not going to be right for a month. I've seen that guy over 30. I can tell you every time when I was a kid, I can tell you times of abuse I've been through, and Alice Cooper was right there by my side, and me and Alice got through it. And people will say he doesn't play as good as the 70s or 80s. Whatever. Don't listen to it then. If you don't like something, don't listen to it. That's my final message. Respect each other. Respect the scene. Be kind to one another right now. I don't know what your personal preferences are of these people personally, but remember the impact they left on the scenes, on your lives. Don't let somebody come and play mental mind gymnastics with you, telling you how you got to be or how you got to feel. You're doing nothing wrong if you're affected by a celebrity not being around, by your uncle, by a friend. Maybe it's someone in high school you haven't talked to in 30 years. You're allowed to be sad about that. You're allowed to mourn about that. Be yourself by yourself. Stay away from me. I love all of you. I love every one of you that supports me and support you right back. See you later.